any human habits or any big lessons, I think that's truly wonderful to see that your work in action. So now, audience, we can have the question answer sessions.
Students follow. How do you make the students follow is something which all the parents and teachers wonder. I think there is always a win-win situation when there is a continuous reminders and reinforcements given to the children. In my house, I have a 28-year-old daughter and a 30-year-old son. In their school days in preschool, they have not learned about not to use plastic because 30 years ago, plastic was not such a big issue. But believe me, in my house, I cannot bring a plastic cover in the house. If I bring it, it's my son who starts screaming at me. So if the parents are conscious and aware and the students are continuously motivated in the curriculum, along with it being integrated into other parts and are continuously reinforced about it, and the teachers are conscious enough to send back anything that comes in plastic or in any other form, there will always be a learning situation. It is never a no for learning when parents are involved in it.
Okay. So, the second question is,
how can it be incorporated in routine beyond the school?
See, basically the way we see it, we just need to change our habits. So whatever we use in the home, like even the chocolate wrapper, we have to make another bag or something, like a box. And we just have to have a habit to put that in that box. A lot of people, especially mothers, come to me and say now, whole family is into this. First, nobody used to do that. But since, we all have started segregating, even our maids, even our husbands, fathers are putting that, piece of plastic in that. And it is the most easy thing to do is recycle plastic, because almost 80% of plastic is, dry. So you don't need to wash it. So it's much more easy but it's just a habit of keeping it, in a separate box, and make sure that it goes to the recycler or it goes to somebody who takes the plastic. A lot of ULBs, your local urban bodies have started doing that. So just look around and you will find somebody. Now there is a question of creating so much aware of dangers of using plastic. We have not been successful eliminating plastic from our lives or from our community. Why? Like I said, plastic is brilliant, and unless and until we find a product, which is as versatile, as cheap, as, where we use various products, plastic is not going to go away from our life. So remember that. And when you talk to scientists, they think, something similar to plastic to be discovered or innovated is going to take more than 50 to 60 years. So we have to live with plastic. Now look at it. There are glasses, the specs made from plastic. So even the buttons are made from plastic. So it is everywhere. So rather than saying ban plastic, we just have to say, how do I make sure that I reduce my waste? So instead of eliminating plastic, which is not going to happen, look at it. It's so important. Your syringes, your pens, it's everywhere. So it will take time, but we have to make sure that, even small things will help, like taking a reusable bag, or, buying in a bulk. So you're not using more packets and things like that, or taking where, they will fill up your dabbas and things like that. And that is how we will try to reduce, but we can't eliminate. There is a question about which companies in Mumbai. I don't have the numbers right now, but I'll share. How do you recycle plastic in schools? Now, like Geeta ji was just showing, you can make planters, you can do different variety of things. Let your students' creativity, make sure that they do something different with it. We had people making murals and things from plastic. So there are various ways you can recycle. But after that, then what happens to that plastic? So again, you have to make sure that there are companies who take that plastic and do something else about it. Now, there was one question here. Uh, what is the approximate cost of the recycling plant? We have a smallest unit which starts from around 23 lakh rupees. These are usually for the bigger societies or a small government, and we have not set up something small unit for the schools. So but we can look into it. There is another question which asks what we do from our end to avoid plastic waste. Simple: avoid plastic. If you avoid plastic, you will not have much of a plastic waste. But again, people have started using ball pens, start using ink pens. It makes your writing also looks good, and instead of use and throw pens, you can use ink pens. Think of smaller things like that. But getting rid is still a problem. But we can make sure that your kids don't use, like Geeta ma'am was saying, that instead of using bottles, take your thermos or stainless steel one. When you go out, you can take your mug, or you can take reusable mug. So instead of using the chai in a plastic cup, you can use that. And small things you can do, like there are like I take my cutlery with me. So if there is somebody's giving me a plastic straw or plastic spoon or something, there is a cutlery available. So you can just get like 5 things in one small thing. Start keeping that. So smaller things. So unless and until we start thinking about it, we won't change it. So we just have to look with the open eyes, and we just have to think where I can reduce. And it's much more easy because 30 years ago, not many of us had plastic in our home, and we still survived. So we can still do that.
Exactly. I really believe more than the school, it is the adult world which has to understand the importance of not using plastic, because we are going to leave the world in next 50 years and going to leave it for our children who are in the school learning about plastic, but the plastic we have given it to them. So somebody has asked how to incorporate the routine beyond schools. I think it is the parental involvement. If the schools can start educating parents and take them along with us, like the circulars that we send regularly to parents, reminding them, rejecting the plastic projects that used to come to the school. If both this adult world understands, the teacher and the parents group, I'm sure the children will not have to learn so much about reusing of plastic, but it will go out of the system if adults are more conscious about it.
True.
Yeah, now there is Dr. Jaya wants to ask one question. Please unmute your mic and you can ask. Yeah.
Thank you. So first of all, thank you, Dr. Medha, for a wonderful session. It is very inspiring. The process that you have gone through, the trouble that you have taken, that itself is such a beautiful journey. Thank you and all the best to you. Ma'am, I'm the principal of a school in Mumbai.
Thank you.
And I feel if the children are simply told that you should save plastic or you should bring it and then it will be sent for recycling and this is how we can conserve nature is one thing. But when they actually see the process of shredding happening, how it is being converted into fuel, the process that you have shown, I think that would be a completely different story.
Yeah.
I would like to request you as the principal of a school and also on behalf of many other principals who can join me in this, I would like to request you to arrange for such an experience, even online, where the students can get to see the entire process. We can have an online session, whatever suits you. And I would like to request something like this can be shown to them. That will really impact them when they see with their eyes that this is how it is getting converted into useful products.
Sure. Thank you very much, Ji. What you said exactly right, and that is what we believe in. So people give us a plastic, and we keep telling them that your duty is not finished yet. You have to come and see the process and see exactly what happens to that plastic. You have to come with us for the distribution of fuel as well. And I'm happy to tell you that a lot of schools are coming, because we also collect plastic from schools. So kids bring from their home once a month and we collect, and also they come, and only thing is they will have to bring the plastic to the plant. So you are very much welcome. I've actually shared the link from a Discovery channel, which is a 5 minutes, and they're showing the whole process. So you can, but we are actually opening a plant in Kalyan, which is near Mumbai. So, once this all pandemic is over, I won't say over, but we start everything, you are welcome, because we would like that kids come and see, because when they see that something can happen of their waste, and it's just not a waste. So instead of we looking at it as a waste, if we look at it as a raw material for a business, we might get more entrepreneurs coming from the schools. So all of you are welcome, and we would love to show.
Really like Dr. Medha's idea about, rather than saying ban plastics, how I reuse my plastics. Because when you were talking about plastic, I was looking around in my house and I was saying, my God, the plastic is all around, and how many things, like you from the kitchen bottles to a pen and everywhere, like so much.
Forget that our mobiles, our laptops.
Yeah, even this wire I was looking, my God, everything is plastic.